What's up guys, it's me. So today we're going to be doing a different type of video. There will be no cuts. I'll just keep going like it's a live stream and talk about the films that are most underrated, overrated, the best directed films, the best acted films, and the best films in general at the end. So yeah, without taking care of, let's get started. Firstly, let's start with the most overrated films. I have Asteroid City number one. Now a lot of people are calling this one Wes Anderson's best film and all that. I disagree. I think it is meandering. I think it's pointless. I think the existential crisis does not work at all, and it shows these colorful, pretty images to make us feel something, but in reality, it's a shallow movie. And yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. I was pretty bored. Number two is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and it didn't work for me. It was too bland. The direction was basically nothing, which is a shame because I really enjoyed the director's previous film, The Edge of 17. But yeah, this was just really disappointing for me. A lot of people were hyping up Rachel McAdams' performance, and I've seen better from her. Kathy Bates was really funny. That was a good part. And yeah, it was just not a film for me. It was very, very dull and bland, in my opinion, and there was really nothing special about it. The dialogue, some people criticize the Fabelmans for feeling too phony. This is exactly what I got from Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Phony. It doesn't seem real. These characters seem really fake, and I didn't sympathize or care with them at all. The story didn't hook me. Number three is Suzumi. Just a mess. An absolute mess. It also the film shows these pretty images to kind of hypnotize us, but it sucks. It's a horrible film. I wouldn't say horrible, but it's not a good film. It's pretty shallow when it comes to the story. The story is nothing. It's convoluted, it's messy, it starts off good and funny, but it just keeps going. The nonsense keeps adding up with no explanation, and I'm okay with that if it's something like Everything Ever All at Once where you just embrace it. But I never got to embrace Suzumi, which is a shame because, as I said, with Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Your Name was probably one of my favorite animated films of the year. Probably the best animated film of that year, 2016. So, color me shocked or color me disappointed, but this was not a good movie for me. And number four is Showing Up. Now, I actually don't think this is a bad movie at all by any means. I think it's actually a pretty okay, mediocre film. It's just that people were hyping up to be Kelly Reacher's best film, and they were saying that, oh my god, it's a masterpiece of 5 stars, 5 stars. It's not. It's not a 5-star movie. It is mediocre at best. And number five is Blackberry. Now, I do get why people like this. It's very Succession-esque. It's the creation of Blackberry. It's supposed to be interesting. I didn't find it interesting. I'm not a big fan of these types of stories. I just added it because people were hyping it up way too much. It really wasn't the type of movie for me. I knew that from the start, but it's basically nothing. It's something we've seen before. It's not unique, it's not special, and it does have style, but style enough can't savor a film. And now, since we tackled the most overrated, let's go with the most underrated films of 2023. And my number one would be Dungeons and Dragons. Now, this is a fun, great film, I'd say. It's so underrated how it completely flew people's radars, which is crazy. It's an amazing film. It's so funny. It has a cast that is really magnetic, energizing, and Chris Pine is great. And plus, it's a really good time in the theaters, and I'm so sad it bombed. Evil Dead Rise. It did not bomb, but people kind of think it's just mediocre, which it's not. It has probably the best direction of the entire franchise, which is saying a lot because I'm a big fan of Sam Raimi. But it's the most structured and it's the most well constructed Evil Dead film. And it's just a blast from start to finish. It's one of my favorite theater experiences of this year. Crazy how it almost went to HBO Max. Max now, it's without the HBO, which is stupid, but crazy how this almost went to a streaming service with no theatrical when it is 100% a theatrical movie. It gives you the theater experience, it gives you the chills. It's probably one of the scariest movies of all time. Number four is The Little Mermaid. Stop rolling your eyes. This is amazing. I love this movie. It's beautiful. It has all the magic in the original and more. The chemistry between Halle Bailey and Jonah, it's amazing. And The cinematography, the visual effects, you guys should stop hating on it. It's absolutely mesmerizing. The score by Alan Menken is great. The music, I feel like some of it is even better. And it's just a really fun movie. And it's actually a really great movie as well, if you pay attention to it. Number 5 is You Hurt My Feelings. Now, You Hurt My Feelings is probably top 5 best written movies of the year. It is so funny, so real, so genuine. These human emotions explored. It's something any creative person can relate to. The story, the characters, the dialogue, it's so good. The script is so good. I love this script. I really want to get it. And the performances are just off the charts good. The entire ensemble is flawless. Everyone gets a time to shine. It is amazing, and I could keep going on how brilliant this film is, but I won't because we need to move on to the other categories. Okay, let's go to the best director category. And we got Rob Marshall, we got Chad for John Wick 4, we got Lee Cronin for Evil Dead Rise, we got Celine Song for Past Lives, and we got the three Spider-Verse actors. I would give the win to Rob Marshall because what he did with The Little Mermaid was spectacular. It was probably the hardest movie to film, and it required so much effort visually and pre-production wise and post-production wise. It's just a lot of work. And the fact that Rob Marshall put it together this way was fabulous. Number two is Celine Song, which she really is great. But yeah, these movies, these directors really showed a creative talent in their films, and they really brought the visual vibrance on screen, which is amazing. I could say that very confidently for all these films, and I have nothing to complain. These directors pound on the back. I feel like the only directors we're going to be seeing or talking about at the end of the year will be Rob Marshall and Celine Song, like by the end of the year with Dune Part 2 and all that. Maybe those two directors can be in contention for my year-end awards, but we'll see. But this is a great group so far. Next, we got the best performances of 2023 so far. Number 1 is U2 for Past Lives. Amazing. He is spectacular in Past Lives. He is so good. I can't believe how good he is. He brings this melancholy, like you could feel it in his eyes. How like you could feel everything in his eyes. And that's a sign of a really good performer. Number 2 is Kelvin Harrison Jr. Amazing, brilliant, a standout in as the lead. Like it's very rare to be the standout when you're the lead, but every time this guy's on screen, you are immediately captivated, immediately hooked by his presence. The opening scene alone should give him an Oscar nomination, but that's not going to be happening, which is really tragic. But he is flat out incredible in this movie. Like, I've never seen him this good, which is saying a lot. Not really because I didn't watch Waves, but, you know, he's still a really great actor, and this is probably his best performance. Not probably. It is his best performance. Number 3 is Lily McLerney in Palm Trees and Power Lines, which I should have put as one of the most underrated movies because no one watched this movie. And you guys should, absolutely. It is fantastic. It is so sad, and it's very realistic and grim, but it's a must-watch. It's a necessity about grooming and all that. And she's flat out fantastic. She sells the emotions. What can I say? And number 4 is Tobias Menzies for You Hurt My Feelings. He's great. Funny, the deadpan delivery, amazing, so funny, so great. He is such a real character. He brings this character to screen in such a realistic way. And he should probably be in a Wes Anderson movie. He'd nail it. Number 5 is Matt Damon for Air. The monologue saved his performance. Like, without the monologue, it would just be a standard everyday guy performance, but the monologue really makes him stand out and makes the rest of his performance look good. And he is really good as this everyday guy. You don't see Matt Damon on screen. You see this guy working for Nike on screen when you look at Air, which is a sign of a great actor. I mean, what can I say, really? So that's great. All right. Now, let's go to the most anticipated movies of the year. Number 1 is Dune Part 2. I love the first Dune. I love Denis Villeneuve. The trailers, my goodness, they look so epic. I cannot wait for this movie. It looks amazing. It looks fantastic. I can't wait for it. I'm gonna be there day one. I could do anything to watch this movie in advance, but I can't. So I am gonna say I'm really anticipated for it. Number two is Barbie, which I'm seeing in like 15 days, which is crazy in my opinion. Barbie, I have no idea what this movie's about. I hope it's good. Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, and we trust. And Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling's probably gonna steal the show in this movie. He looks that good. And this movie, the production design, the costumes, it's gonna be a really fun time in theaters, and I can't wait to see it. Number three is Poor Things. Emma Stone, whatever she does is really good, and it looks great. The creativity, Emma Stone. The creativity, the Emma Stone. Yorgos Lanthimos, Emma Stone, and Emma Stone is the reason why I'm seeing this. Number four is Killers of the Flower Moon. Martin Scorsese, one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, if not the greatest. Every movie he does is good. Not a single bad movie in his resume. And Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro's best performance according to the Cannes critics, so we'll see how it goes. Number five is Challengers. Like with Poor Things, the trailer, it was insane. It was wild, and I am so in for the ride. I want to see it. Number six is The Killer. If Mank has 100 fans, I'm one of them. If Mank has 50 fans, I'm one of them. If Mank has only one fan, that is me. I was the biggest fan of Mank, and I love David Fincher. Everything he does. He has, like Martin Scorsese, he hasn't made a single bad, or I'd say even mediocre movie. He has not made a mediocre movie. Besides Alien 3, which I didn't see. I don't even count that as one of his films, but it's great. He's a great director. Probably in my top 5 best directors of all time. Probably. And it's Michael Fassbender. Come on. How can you go wrong? And number 7 is Priscilla. I'm just really interested to see what Sofia Coppola has in store and why she would tell another Elvis story. Jacob Elordi does not look like Elvis, though. Let's just be real with that. Number 8 is Maestro. I can't wait to see what Bradley Cooper does with all that makeup, in his face, and he's probably gonna be super Oscar baity, which we'll see if he gets nominated for an Oscar. My bet is that it's not gonna be Best Picture material, but he's gonna be nominated for Best Actor. Number 9 is Maxine, which I was a big fan of Pearl. I mean, not Pearl, X. I loved X. Pearl was okay. It was good. And Mia Goth is just an amazing performer. And this cast looks absolutely stacked, so I can't wait to see it. And number 10 is Oppenheimer. One part of me thinks that this movie could be really boring. The other part of me thinks that it could be really captivating. I really don't know what to expect with Oppenheimer and Barbie, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, with all that said, let's go to the top 10 best films of the year. Number 1 is The Little Mermaid. Easily. It's so magical. Like, you cannot capture this Disney magic that easily. Like, I'm not even a fan of most of the live action movies. The Lion King is 1 star over 10. It is ridiculously terrible, boring, and no magic whatsoever. The Little Mermaid has it all, though. Number 2 is Past Lives. Like I said, it is amazing. It's so like I've never thought about a movie that much after I saw it, and it just lingers in your mind, and you just don't forget the performances, the writing, the music, the cinematography, the feels you get. Oh my god, I could just keep going on and on about Past Lives, but you guys should really see it for yourselves. Number 3 is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. First watch, I wasn't a big fan. I wasn't the biggest fan. It was too much stuff for me. It was too much genres, too much overstimulation, it was too much. I rewatched it. I rewatched it again. I love it now. It is great. I love Miles Morales' character. I love the voice work by Haley Steinfeld and Shamik Moore, and everything about this just works. Maybe not everything. I still don't like how they ended it, but oh well, it's stunning. Number 4 is Evil Dead Rise, and like I said, it's an absolute horror. Good. I don't want to say masterpiece, but it's close to a horror masterpiece. It's great. It is everything you want from a horror movie. Number 5 is Elemental. It's not the best Pixar movie. Not even close. Not even close. But it tries, and I saw the effort, and it's a beautiful movie about the immigrant experience, and the score by Thomas Tremian, it's really touching, and the song My Love is also really good, and the voice work, my goodness, Leia Lewis really knocked it out of the park with the voice work. Really knocked it out of the park. I cannot give her enough praise. Amazing. Number 6 is You Hurt My Feelings. I talked about this movie enough, but the writing steals the show. Dungeons and Dragons, you already know my thoughts about this. John Wick Chapter 4, it is it's kind of it's overlong, yeah, but it is really exhilarating and it has really great action set pieces and it's a good send off to John Wick as a character. I hope they don't make a fifth one. And Missing, which is a great sequel to not a sequel, but a great anthology series to Searching. Searching, the first one was one of my favorite movies of 2018. It was one of the most pleasantly surprised I was with a movie, and it was great. Palm Trees and Power Lines, like I said, it's great. It's amazing. I really don't want to watch it again. It was devastating, but if I do get the chance, I'll probably cry my ass off. And it's really hard to watch, but it does pay off. So yeah, guys, I think that's all for the Movie Lover Awards 2023 for the mid-year season, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Please tell me if you guys like this type of podcast style video, no cuts, might be a little long, but it's more genuine. So bye.